Jiaxi was a successful corporate lawyer who exercised a dangerous vocation to exalt human rights in China. In the fall of 2017, Ding has been released after serving 3.5 years in prison for his activism. He had managed to reunite with his family, who had taken refuge in Alfred, a town in western New York. His wife, engineer Sophie Luo, begged him to stay, but he returned to China after 2 months. Ding's senior member of a legal activist group, was waging an unlike battle for justice in Chinese courts, always under police surveillance. 2 years later, he was back behind bars, and where he was tortured and denied access to a lawyer for more than a year. Now we are with Sophie Luo, his wife, and it's a pleasure, madam, to receive you in Cuarto de Hora.
Nice to meet you in here, George. Thank you for organizing this.
Tell me, how do you live without your husband? You are in the United States, he's in China. It's very difficult to explain it.
Yes, when I tell people of my story, no people can understand. I can even tell the story so calm, so without running eyes. Because it has been so long, 11 years. At the first half year, I came to United States when my husband was firstly detained, criminal detained, suddenly happened at my home. After 2 months after he arrested, I arrived in United States. Thanks to my company, moved me here for a position as a project manager. In the first half year, I almost can't talk anything about my husband because I missed him so terribly, and I can't let people understand what happened in China. And my life is very busy. I devote all my time in my work and taking care of 2 daughters. But every night, I feel terribly depressed for more than half a year. Kind of, I don't want to speak anything else, just crying. But during the daytime, my work is kind of, when I'm at work, that's the only time I can forget the pain. Because I love my job, my colleagues are all very nice and professional. They are very nice to me. So this helped me a lot to overcome the pain at the first 6 months. After that, there is a very good journalist interviewed me. She kind of guided me to tell the whole story, the pain of my heart during the shock of my husband suddenly disappear from home. And also she guided me to discuss about what happened, because after I arrived at the United States, I started to explore what happened behind the story. So I understood that my husband is trying to advocate the Chinese citizen to practice the rights written in the Constitution, to teach them how to practice the rights of freedom of speech, freedom of assembly. However, all these public activities, completely in line with the law, were twisted by the authority into a criminal behavior. So he was sentenced 3.5 years under the charge of gathering a crowd to disturb public order. So after the interview with this journalist, I started to tell people of the story of my husband, to tell people what happened in China and why my husband think it is so important to teach people to advocate for their basic rights. So after that, because I can tell people my pain and my suffering, so I feel better and better. So it kind of healed mentally and psychiatrically day by day. And after that, the village I lived has 2 universities over there. All my friends, mostly they are professors at the community citizens. They are so nice and friendly and helped me to spread the story around. So, under that circumstances, I feel more and more confident of taking care of my life by myself. And I started also reach out to the government, United States congressmen, Department of States, to try to advocate for my husband. But I did only 1 or twice talking with the government people, but because my work is very busy and the 2 daughters, they are also in very bad mode in the very beginning due to the shock and due to suddenly move to United States. So I spent a lot of time trying to communicate with my daughters also. So during the 3.5 years when my husband was tried, was sentenced, all the work are done in China by my lawyers. I didn't do too much speak up for him just because I'm too busy and try to adjust to the new life. So during these 3.5 years, my husband write to me every month or very often. So I live by my husband's letter because every time when I received his letter, he gave me so much encouragement. He is a person is very good at inspire people, including myself. So based on the letters I received from him in 3.5 years, I survived from the prison with his separation. And after he was released, it took 1 year in order to get a visa to United States because of his so-called criminal record. So he got his visa. He right away fly to United States on 2017, reunited with us. Those 2 months is my best time in my life. However, after 2 months, he insists he want to go back. He said his mission not being finished. I was terribly painful to see him to want to go. And all my friends in the village come to our home, try to persuade him to stay. But he told them why he has to go back. He said, I can't enjoy the life here, the freedom, the democracy here in a comfortable mindset, thinking of my people in China, all the national citizens in China have no rights and no freedom. So people understand that, and I worried also the government will persecute him again. So I said, you need to come often to United States as much as you can. He said, no problem. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fight for my rights to be back and forth freely. However, the next year, on March 2018, he was blocked in the airport, said not allowed to travel because of he will endanger national security. So that shocked me a lot because he was trying to come to United States to participate my elder daughter's graduation ceremony. That shock made me very painful because I know the travel ban will last forever. So I kind of getting into very depression again. This 1 week, I almost can't sleep well and work well. But and I can see my husband also feel very painful too. But after that, we because we do video talk every day, so he kind of encouraged me again. He said, "Please give me just 10 years. I want to try my best in these 10 years. After the 10 years, if I still didn't succeed to practice my idea for the country, I will try whatever way to come to United States to join you and our daughters." After this, I try to collect myself back. So I go back to work again and we start to talk every day again. So he talk what he is doing in China. He basically is traveling a lot around the China, meet with citizens because he can't work. The government do not allow him to have a job. His lawyer's certification was revoked. So, but we talked a lot and until he was taken away suddenly on December 2019. That is during Christmas time. He encouraged me to take our daughters to Hawaii for Christmas holiday. But just after 4 hours, I talked with him in the Hawaii island. I suddenly received a call from my friend said they can't find him. So I was surprised. I said he didn't do anything out publicly. What he did is just an online communication with friends. So I don't believe in the very beginning. But after another 24 hours, my friends still not able to find him. I kind of accepted that's maybe disappeared. So I sent a message on the Twitter. I said, my husband disappeared. After that, I came back quickly to United States and then this time I decided to fight publicly. So I talked with my friend. I said, I need to speak up. I can't keep quiet this time. So I start to collect myself. So I spend all my spare time at work to speak up of his stories, to talk with journalists, to talk with NGO, non-government organization. So from 2020 to 2024, these 4 years, I'm very busy talking with all kinds of organizations, go to UN, go to United Congress to speak up for him. So I'm very busy and I'm in a kind of fighting mode. This helped me to overcome the loneliness, to miss him. So, and also during the process, many friends and church members and journalists, we became friends and I became more and more open and socialize with people. So I do not feel that Jiaxi is far away from me. On the contrary, I feel I'm together with him every day. So this overcomes my pain of missing him. And many people ask me, are you feel lonely when you miss him? I said, of course, that is a cancer in my heart. I can't cure it until he is back. But I'm so thankful that in my life, I have so many friends. They are so nice and friendly to me. So I'm thankful every day with my daughters around me. I'm very contented. That's how
How old are your daughters?
my daughter, one was born in 1996, also one was born in 2001, five years different.
Would you go to China during these years?
No, we dare not to go back because we will be right away be prison or hostage of Jiaxi. I don't want to put risk any of our chance to let the government take us as the hostage for Jiaxi, put pressure on him.
I understand your pain and understand your fight in this case. Sophie, thank you very much.
Thank you to let me to have this chance to tell the story. I have a lot of details. I can send you some previous articles, and any friends, if they have question about how I take care of myself, how I work, how I talk with, how I work with the NGO, they can call me and contact me anytime. What I want to say is, I hope they will be careful when they travel to China, because from my experience and some of my experience with my friends, I understand China right now. The government is very crazy. They can take away anyone, no matter your citizenship, whenever they deem it is a national security need. They found this as a kind of excuse to arrest people first before going into any legal process. It's totally untransparent legal process. So it's very dangerous to travel to China or doing business these days in China. The forced disappearance is very common in China now.
Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you so much.
Y esto ha sido Cuarto de Hora, el programa de CADAL TV que se retransmite por el canal E de Buenos Aires. Nos encontramos en la próxima.